This podcast is part of the Michigan Sports and Entertainment Podcast Network. Go to michigansportsandentertainment.com for more great podcasts.
A whole lot of bull.
Wrangling burgers.
Combo meals.
All that and whores.
Cody, supersize Mike Tyson.
Some fries, motherfucker.
I would like a fish sandwich with that.
Awful lint.
Awful lint. Super thighs, me, please.
Super thighs.
Super thighs. Sounds like we're saying super thighs.
Super thighs.
The super thighs, bros. Super thighs, me.
Give it some thighs. No breasts, no legs, no wings. I want some thighs.
Shakes and thighs.
Give me thick with 2 C's.
Dummy thick. Pudding thick.
Pudding thick. There's no jiggle in this.
God damn it. Welcome to episode 64 of the Super Media Bros podcast. I am Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okami with my original voice.
We're sorry that Flubega had to bail out on us.
Yes, because I'm not as sexy as I was last time.
It's still, though, I mean...
I'm not sexy anymore.
Well, instead of NyQuil number 5 this week, it's Combo number 5.
Combo
with Cult Cinema Showdown 19. Goddamn. And dogs.
Hot dogs.
Dogs walking everywhere.
Yeah.
And digging. Dogs hit dig dog. This week we've got a real conundrum to talk about before we get into it. See, okay, this was going to be Hamburger, the motion picture, versus Lunch Wagon. We've talked about it for a couple weeks now.
But...
guys, look, we're going to be real here. We barely made it through, 30, 40 minutes of Lunch Wagon before we had to turn that shit off?
It was almost halfway, and I was like, yeah, I'm not even remotely interested in this.
Fuck that movie. Like, just based on what we got, fuck that movie. And fuck whatever interference is happening.
Somebody don't like us talking about it.
That director came back and was like, fuck that shit.
You talking about my bitches like that?
Burgers and bitches.
Burgers. The name of the episode.
We're talking about burgers and bitches.
How ironic.
Oh. But...
no, there was nothing to keep the hook. Like, there was no interest at all. Like, even with the band was decent. You know, I can give them something.
Because, goddamn, if you don't like Terry Bozzio as a drummer, who are you? I mean,
right.
And this was pre-Missing Persons, so there you go.
Outside of that, nothing. Because it was literally 2 girls starting a food truck by themselves and fighting these gold mafia people, some weird shit going on.
Yeah, they essentially were bringing this fucking Lunch Wagon onto a property with a competing company who just happened to be running a little scandal where they would park over a sewer.
See, they were running just now.
Yep, they ran on by, and they're going to come right on back. Maybe.
They're finding the gold.
They're digging for it.
The gold's not there. Okay. Popeye.
Anyway, they were doing this via sewer holes, and somehow there were some gold and silver buildings next to us, and I to them, fuck, whatever. I have nothing else. Like, fuck that movie, and we were like, no, fuck this. We're picking a different one, and I think fuck already had something else in mind.
Honestly, that film, they tried so hard to put like a plot in there, and it failed. Ooh, that was...
yeah, it definitely did fail.
Yeah.
So instead, we chose the 1989 film Fast Food starring Jim Varney. Which, if you don't know who the fuck Jim Varney is...
Ernest.
Yeah. If you don't know him as Ernest P. Worrell, and if you don't know him as Jed Clampett from the Beverly Hillbillies movie that came out in 1994, then you know him as Slinky Dog from Toy Story 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. Which coincidentally also co-starred his friend Blake Clark, who actually wound up succeeding him as the dog in Toy Story. But before we get into that one, let's go to Hamburger the Motion Picture. And god damn it, Fast Food and Hamburger the Motion Picture are better than you, Lunch Wagon. So quit fucking with our audio interface.
We have no gold for you. So, enough.
Bitches. So, yeah, Hamburger the Motion Picture.
The
Mogan Picture. God, look, this movie was legit based on a spoof of the McDonald's Hamburger University. Like, no bullshit.
And we've previously watched this film a while back, and I still remember so much of the hilarity that came with this film, even today. Basically, like he said, there's the whole concept of the fast food industry trying to teach all the employees as a university type-esque setting.
Just break it all, dude.
Fuck it. And yeah, so it ends up leading to this character named Russell who just can't keep an education under his pants.
He can't keep his diploma, his personal diploma, in his fucking pants.
Pretty much every woman he comes across, he's literally God's gift to
That he comes
women.
across?
That he comes across.
He just shoots it right over them.
Yeah.
But
So, yeah.
Yeah. Is what's fucked up, though, honestly, is that even in this movie, It is. No, but even in this movie, he decides, hey, like, this isn't all my fault. Like, they just kind of throw themselves on me.
Even the counselor was just, hey, let's test that theory. Can you control yourself?
And she does. I mean, he gets caught in the women's shower, and she brings him to the office. He talks to the dean, or the dean's assistant, and she winds up trying to fuck him right there in the office.
Which eventually gets him expelled from that university, the third or fourth university.
Can we talk about, the fact that he's like, oh, my dad's going to kill me.
Immediately after his dad's choking the shit out of him. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking kill you.
And he's like borderline, like, Undertaker, choke slamming him back and forth into the sofa. He's like, I mean, no.
It's like someone boomeranged him doing the choke slam, just back and forth, back. And
This
forth,
is original Instagram, goddammit.
Yeah.
This is OG boomerang. Right into the sofa. Straight fucking water.
But yeah, he has a trust fund that his grandfather gave him.
Yep. $250,000, dude.
$250,000 if he can get a diploma of some sort and actually have a career.
Yeah, let's get him a degree. Let's get him that trust fund and get him out of here. But he keeps fucking it up.
So he comes across a Buster Burger.
Yeah, he goes in, and a friend of his is running the Buster Burger franchise in his hometown. And he is informed about the Buster Burger University, that it is just like a fucking degree.
After literally dodging yet another scandalous attempt from a lady.
Yeah, the chick that works there tries to hit on him, and he's just like, nah. Yeah. But goddamn, look, this movie, like, as we get to the university, because he decides to sign up, of course. So this movie is actually chock full of some actors. Like, you at first look at them, and you're like, who the fuck are these people? But if you actually look at who all are in this movie, it's actually a lot of really notable people. We're introduced to, of course, Drill Sergeant Druten, which is one of the funniest fucking characters in this film, played by Dick Butkus. Like, no bullshit. 2-time All-American linebacker for the Chicago Bears. 7-time All-Pro linebacker legend Dick Butkus.
Which it shows as his character as a drill sergeant.
Yeah, he definitely has that coach / football, like, aggression mentality. Of course, God damn it, quit talking shit. We're done with you, Lunch Wagon. Fuck off.
Being a dick.
So, Lee McClaskey, the guy that plays Russell, actually was in Young and the Restless for like 15-something fucking years. Like, holy shit. Like, he didn't just do this. And then
he did other women.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, the owners of the Buster Burger franchise, the Vunks, Mrs. Vunk and her husband Lyman. Lyman is played by Charles Tyner, who was actually Gus in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Boss Siggins in Cool Hand Luke, Colonel Kincaid in the cult film Evil Speak, and then he was actually Merlin, Pete's dragon. Randy Brooks, the female that plays Mrs. Vunk, was actually in The Man with Two Brains with Steve Martin, and she was also Cherry in TerraVision, which that's going to be on this sometime in the future. But yeah, dude, like, there are people that are notable in this, and we get introduced to some of them in this opening sequence, which is a fuckload of different people. Like, what was his name? James, the guy the funk singer.
Oh, he was like James Jones or something.
Yeah, he was
literally paroled or something, arrested, and he had to go to this university regardless of his singing career that was blowing up right now. But he was all in handcuffs, being driven out to literally the lineup of all the people there. I mean, you had Russell's character. There was another like skeezy looking guy next to him that would sneak in shit and whatnot. Then, and you wrote this note down. It makes so much sense. The Louis Anderson, Chris Farley character.
Yeah, like it is legit. It's legitimately the stereotypical fat guy character who cannot contain himself when it comes to eating junk food. So he's got this like electronic rig that he puts on his pinky and shocks the fuck out of himself just so he doesn't eat any food. And it's like looking back on this, it's like, God, that's fucked up. But like at the time, you got to think this was 1986. This was like prime comedy.
Yeah, I mean his gestures were prime like Farley, just the way he would like jerk around. It was reminiscent.
Yeah, it was definitely physical comedy.
Mm-hmm. And then they had the Cuban guerrilla fighter girl. I can't remember her name.
Oh, the Mexican Conchita.
Conchita, yeah.
Conchita Consuela.
They also had a nun.
This character is like one of the like unspoken heroes of this fucking movie for so many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for fuck's sake, dude, it's literally a who's who of like stereotypes. And of course the fucking, what's his name? Snitzer?
Something, yeah.
The fucking nerd. Like the actual fucking nerd, like suspenders, black glasses.
The lisp.
Yeah. And of course he's the character that wants to fucking be there because he's got a goddamn tape deck for
the music.
Yeah, for you Gen X, for you Gen Z kids out there, it's a fucking
device
that played cassette tapes and it was portable.
You know what cassette tapes are, right? Those things with the wheels inside of them that had the little tape in it that you would, use a pencil to like get the tape back in it.
Pencil's not included, sir.
No.
But anyway, yeah. So he had the fucking Buster Burger theme song on this thing, which, by the fucking way,
we forgot about that.
Dude, the best fucking theme song I have ever seen in any of the movies we have watched.
If you want cheesy 80s music about burgers, this is the prime beef.
Yes, it's very well done.
Yeah. There's a lot of steak here.
Yeah, this movie is a very rare thing, but the fucking music was well done.
Mm-hmm.
Just fuck yeah. So yeah, they come across all these characters, and it turns out, hey, let's just have a university mixer. Actually, we
forgot something really fucking list.
Dude, look. As they open in this film, okay, there's a scene where it's just a fucking montage. This isn't the song we're talking about, but it's yet another great song. It's a montage of burgers being cooked, served to people ordering and eating. This old grandma rolls into the drive-thru, and the speaker box that she talks to is a giant fucking pickle. This is pre-Pickle Rick, guys. This is a giant fucking...
So calm down.
Yeah, it's a giant fucking pickle. And the guy in the drive-thru is like, like talking like that. And he gets pissed off when she doesn't order the food correctly.
It's like, you want a Buster Burger with, bull chips or whatever the fuck it was. Like, they literally have specific titles for everything. He's like, you must say it the right way. And she's like...
Fuck off, pickle. I don't even like talking to machines.
And then what did he say to her? Is like, you can just...
He basically told her to, like, go fuck herself in so many words. And she
literally had a heart attack. She killed over in the drive-thru. And whenever Russell's character came in to talk to his friend... One of the people in the drive-thru walked up to the manager, was like, "Hey, we have an old lady dead in the drive-thru. Okay, we'll cancel her order."
The way his delivery was, though, cancel her order.
That's one thing about the university that they portray really well is how much of a dick you can be,
and they just don't give a flying fuck about the customer at all.
Which this is the very beginning of that, but we'll get into that later.
Of course. So you find out that Russell is being roommated with this guy, and look, Russell is trying to be like straight laced this whole time. There's fucking burger beds, by the way,
like legit.
That's no joke. Dorm rooms have burger beds.
They also have the cow's ass statue mount on the wall. And literally the joke in here is like, yeah, I knew they only use 50% beef.
God, Fred. I couldn't think of his fucking name.
Yeah.
God damn it, Fred. But yeah, so they fucking leave. They go to this mixer, and this is when you figure out that Druten has a thing for,
Vunk's daughter.
yeah,
Mia Vunk.
Mia Vunk. And not only does he have a thing for her, they are dating, and he is engaged, or he's got a ring for her and all this other shit.
It's like a promise ring.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, one of the funny scenes is when the Chris Farley, I'm just going to call him like Louis Anderson or Chris Farley from now on.
Louis Farley.
Louis Farley. When Louis Farley comes to the giant stack of burgers, he shocks himself, and he winds up like inciting a fucking pool party because he bumps into Russell, who's talking to Mia, and then Druten had come to bitch at him or whatever. Well, he winds up pushing Russell
into Druten.
Louis Farley knocks Russell into Druten, who goes into the pool. So Mia jumps in, Russell jumps in, everybody jumps in.
Yeah, and Nerdball's like, pool party!
Jesus Christ. This you can't get any more stereotypically 80s than this. Hey, everybody, it's a pool party.
Jump in! And then
If you
Mr.
want-
Vong, like, literally walks like, a pool party? I didn't bring the right clothes.
I know, and it's funny because you also find out that Lyman Vunk doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't give a vunk.
At all, about anything.
You know
all
what
he
I'm-
cares about is the fucking Buster Burger.
You know what I'm disappointed in, dude? That the fucking bedding in the dorm rooms weren't called Vunk beds. Like, I'm fucking so disappointed that was not a thing.
Would have been called double quarter pounder.
Double quarter pound her.
That's his wife.
The fucking side of cheese.
Ew.
Exactly. But
That's you need to get it checked out, man.
let's just talk about the fact that his wife is like 40 years younger than he is.
Literally just like stacked.
Yeah, because she was talking about how she was like, Mrs. like the original Mrs. Vunk passed away, and I just had to go and fall in love with Lyman because I love junk food.
Which she doesn't look like she gained a pound.
I wish I could be the fat ass that I am and have her figure.
Except with less titties.
No, I would take the titties too. I'm just saying. But like,
Use that milk to make some cheese.
well, right. So they proceed to have the montage, and this is what we're getting at. They teach everybody. It's Mr. Vunk, Lyman Vunk, at this podium, and it's almost like it's a montage, but he's giving like these battle cries / things for them to say.
Right. Customer service.
And it's fucking hilarious.
So the first one, burgers plus buns equals bucks.
I think because that was a doctor, and then it jumps to Vunk, who's
literally starting to say, you eat it, you buy it.
and then they repeat, you eat it, you buy it.
It's like class mixed cult kind of sounding almost. But yeah, and then bull is our business.
Bull is our business.
Lots of bull in every bite.
Lots of bull in every bite.
Now here's where it gets fucked up.
Right.
We reserve the right to review service to assholes like you.
We reserve the right to refuse service to assholes like you.
And then by far my favorite line of this whole entire episode.
And as the nun does the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost hand signs.
Put those cookies back, motherfucker.
Put those cookies back, motherfucker.
Literally, as soon as we talked about the sister, it's like, God,
Where?
why have you? Do not talk about my sister.
Right. But Jesus Christ. It goes from that to back to Drill Sergeant Druten, who he has it out for Russell.
Yeah,
Like,
because
just-
Mia and him were getting close.
Yeah, hitting it up. God damn it.
Stop it, Dick.
Stop it. Get some help. All the help in the world was fucking needed at this point, though.
Because
The fucking Lineman 9000 that separates the bull from the bullshit.
actual quote.
Yeah. I got so much fucking anxiety from watching this shit, dude.
If you cannot contain that many burgers, you shouldn't have to make that many burgers. Mainly, they process everything on one machine. Literally cook the burger.
Yeah, like that. Dong.
Dong is dong. Cook the burger, have everything prepped on the other side, and just put it together. But you can't use your hands. You have to use tongs and spatula and whatnot. But
It's like a fucking assembly line, literally.
Druten was so determined to fuck with Russell that he turned it on like times 10 and just literally had everything fucking up. And then when he, quote, failed, he just like shoved his face into the fucking pile of everything in front of him and just made it look like a fool.
And that was so fucking bad, dude. Like, it was just, goddamn. I mean, he just, there's your lunch, Proco. Yes, sir. Poor guy. Goddamn. Like, I got secondhand embarrassment for him.
Look, he had jizz on his face.
He had that mayonnaise on his face.
Ew.
But by far, one of the funniest, like, most random fucking sequences is when the lab scientist who is in charge of coming up with all the products, like the third-party products of the Buster Burger franchise, finds and meets up with, I guess, Spitzer. I think his name is Spitzer.
Mr. Nerd.
The nerd, who decides he wants to use as his lab test guy, basically. And
he wants to be a part of the research process, basically, so he becomes a part of the team. What did he say to him? I forgot. It was like, you something little shit?
You silly little shit.
Yeah. So he becomes the doctor's, assistant from here on out.
And isn't this where they go to Chinese dinner?
Yeah, so Russell and Fred sneak out. At this point, Jones, the singer, tried to sneak out in the same van and got caught by the dogs.
That's a running gag in this one too. Is that Jones tries to the handcuffed guy tries to fucking escape every chance he gets, and he's funny.
Always handcuffed.
Like, he's never not handcuffed, and it's like, what the fuck? How do you even do anything?
Also, in the same scene, they left the dogs in the trailer.
Oh yeah,
if you actually pay attention, because the dogs got in there, they didn't see them come out, and they shut the doors. It was like, okay, well, I guess they're just going to eat the meat and go.
Well, speaking of eating meat,
some roast beef,
right? Yeah. So Fred and Russell decide to go to sneak out for Chinese food, and Mia Vunk and Mrs. Vunk are eating there already, which you can hear them right now. Anyway, they decide, hey, fuck this, let's go eat dinner with them. And at first Russell's like, fuck, they're gonna we're gonna get caught, and Fred talks him into it, which they're cool with it. But she orders a fuck ton of food, like goddamn,
4 of everything.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fucking food. And then Druten shows up.
They immediately pointed it out, and then they hide under the table. Well, the girls tried to leave, and right when they were leaving, all the food comes out in this big ass platter, and they're like, you ordered so much food and you're about to leave?
Yeah, and I can't help but see how creepy Druten is this whole time. He's all like, Mia, you've been promising that we would have Chinese together for ages. Why don't we just eat now? I'll buy, no problem. And just invites himself to fucking dinner with him.
Here, have some ribs.
Dude, and this is absolutely one of the funniest scenes in the movie, but goddamn, like, this is the epitome of, like, that 80s, like, sex-filled comedy. So yeah. Fred looks over with a fucking flashlight, and he's like, her mother's got no panties!
Which, at this point, he had such a huge boner for her since he saw her for the first time. So this leads up to, this.
Leads up.
Up in that.
Leads really, really, really up.
Yeah.
I mean, goddamn, like, there's just no other way to say it. He just goes to town and just eats Mrs. Vunk out under the fucking table.
And she's literally just orgasming over the table, and Druten's like, are you okay?
And she's like, I have Mia's all like, she's got hot flashes. I do? Oh, yeah, I do.
And he's like, a woman your age has hot flashes? Oh, yeah.
I get him. What she say? She got him from. She tried to say she got him from.
I forget.
She got him from a family member or some shit.
Yeah, from my aunt.
Yeah, and it's just so hilarious because she's like, she's just chewing on like the rib at the table, and it's so blatantly fucking obvious what's happening.
And she's sweating bullets, and he's like, "Are you okay, Mrs. Funk's like, "Oh yeah, it's just spicy." And he's like, "You didn't even eat,
spicy chicken balls,
and you haven't eaten anything yet." It's like she hasn't, but Fred has.
God, I had a drink in my mouth. Got choked on it. Sorry.
No.
But yeah, so she winds up orgasming and pulls the fucking entire table runner off. It's a glass table, by the way, so he just fucking looks down and sees them under there. Jesus Christ. The fucking punishment they get for this.
Literally pickle torture pods. Because they get shoved into the replica of the drive-through pickle, one on each end, and play music from the beginning with like the secret sauce just flowing on their face.
It's like the fucking Buster Burger University theme.
Yeah.
And they're just getting sprayed with sauce. It's the worst fucking shit ever. It's very funny.
It's doggone funny.
It's very funny. Oh my God. No, but I think what's funny though, honestly, is the fucking line that he's like, "Man, I'm sorry about the," like you can hear him talking like up close, then he gets like, shut real far back, like the point of view from in the pickle and then out of the pickle. He's, "Russell, I'm really sorry about the Chinese food." Man, are we in a pickle?
Ow.
Yeah,
that was not what we expected.
No. I'm sorry about the Chinese food.
Boy, are we I'm not doing that again.
Boy, are we in a pickle.
Stop
it.
Anyway, so yeah, we progress, further. And
this is the science lab part where Spitzer is like on a table. Mr. Vunk comes in to look at the doctor, which, by the fucking way, this doctor is fucking Duckworth in DuckTales. Let your fucking brain sink into that for a hot second.
the irony will make sense here in a second.
He has injected him with, I shit you not, 20 cc's of bird cum.
What kind of bird, you ask?
Chicken.
We wouldn't have known until he started bucking.
This isn't DuckTales, it's Clucktails, okay?
Woohoo.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing more that can be fucking said about this except for the fact that, I shit you not, once more, the second or third time that I watched this film as an adult is when I caught that he said 20 cc's of cum. And I was like, did he really say that?
Yes.
Did he really fucking just say that?
No clucks given. Well, 20 cc's of it he gave, but
Just, ugh. And I think he said something about that being equivalent to like a several thousand ton chicken.
Right.
And like, fuck that. Or cluck that, should I say.
Bonk that.
But like, there's a lot of like shit that happens between like this and another key sequence. I'm going to try to like just kind of roll on.
Right.
So a little while later, Fred and Mrs. Vunk wind up in a fucking helicopter because they're having a Buster Burger church on Sunday. She tells Fred to meet her around back with a note.
If you know what I mean.
If you know what we mean. So they get into this helicopter. They start to fuck in it. Somehow they've started it.
And here comes Jones.
Goddamn. I think it's funny. You see him in the rear view hopping over this guard railing and just hauling ass. And he's like, I got to get the fuck out of here. And so they fucking take off. And to set up this scene, earlier at the restaurant, Druten had showed up in a brand new car threatening the guy in the front that's doing the valet parking not to scratch it and to look out for it and all this other shit.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, what the fuck do you think happens?
Motherfuckers land the damn copter on his car.
It just fucking explodes. Not like fire explodes, but it just falls the fuck apart, dude.
The way the impact was, it was completely overdramatic compared to how the helicopter actually just tapped on it, because it literally just skimmed the surface a little bit and it just crushed the whole fucking like roof of the car down.
Have you ever like just looked at a fucking stack of like a house of cards and just went like this? And it fell the fuck over. Just like that car.
Yeah, it's like,
House of car. Fell the fuck apart.
It's like you've never had a fear of spiders before, and you just happen to look down, there's one crawling, it's like, oh shit! That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, I mean, with a bang and a boom.
Mr. Zoom Zoom.
Yeah, that car was very doomed.
Yep.
But that's the part that I thought was hilarious. That happens, and I don't think that there was any punishment that happened for this.
Not until later.
No, because they fucking land the copter, and the first thing out of Mrs. Vunk's topless, almost naked mouth, I hope you didn't get it washed today. Are you fucking serious?
Didn't Fred say something about getting it waxed?
I don't fucking remember.
It's like, you might want to get that waxed.
Oh, yeah, he fucking did.
And they took off while he's sitting there sobbing like a child.
Oh,
on
dude,
the car.
He fucking he ate grass so fucking hard while his car ate ass.
Yeah.
And just
Everybody ate ass except for Druten.
literally. So he plots his revenge because Russell is trying to study for the final examinations, which include an oral exam, and then the final test is actually to run. Actually, dick sucking, not really, but to
Run dick sucking.
Run dick sucking to actually run a Buster Burger franchise for an 8-hour shift. Which, let's just go ahead and get into that fucking sequence, because of course he passes the oral examination because he's falling for Mia, who agrees to help him, but he sees them make out. Druten sees them make out, so Druten's like, dude, fuck Proko.
He's fucked.
Druten sets up an elaborate scheme to completely fuck this entire 8-hour shift up from start to finish. Druten makes Proko the manager, Russell. And here they go.
He reminds him that there will be a surprise visit from Mr. Vunk. Don't know when.
Yeah, he and Mr. Vunk are both going to show up.
Right.
So the first thing to happen, there's a delivery being made. This guy Russell has to sign off for this, and he's like, what the fuck is this? Hey, I don't know, guy. I just, you sign it, I drop him off, and I come back and pick him up later. I don't know. Yeah.
And he's like, good luck with that. And he just chuckles on his way out of the door.
And then the other, this is the more of stereotypical shit. In comes, I think a dozen or so just really large people. And, over the fucking top large. And then, of course, fucking Louis Farley just looks over Russell and it's like, professionals. They order so much fucking food.
Yeah, they order 50 Buster Burgers from one order.
The twins, dude. God. But what cracked me was Jones sitting over here. Who the hell would order? Was it Fred talking to him? Fred was like, who the hell would order 60 Buster Burgers? Jones that fat motherfucker right over there. That fat motherfucker over right there. Those two fat motherfuckers over there. and that skinny fat big motherfucker with the 10-gallon hat over there. And you're just like, what the fuck, dude?
What the fuck?
So there's so much food ordered that they basically have run out of food. So they decide to get them away with what?
Super industrial strength laxative.
And holy fuck.
This is Pepto-Bismol times 100.
It's not even
It's pink.
It's Pepto-Bismol pink, but my God, it's the exact opposite of what Pepto's supposed to do.
Right.
God damn it!
Right.
Holy shit!
It causes an upset stomach and diarrhea.
I have a bad case of diarrhea.
So they literally hand out a free supply of shakes for all of the eating club, and they dose of the laxative inside each cup. And then literally not a minute later, you just hear just this gurgling of farts. Just
And so they all make a mad dash for the bathroom, which, guys, in a Buster Burger franchise, there is not just a bathroom. It is literally a door to one fucking toilet, guys.
who was occupied? What was occupied? What was occupied was one man already sitting there, mind his own fucking business. And then literally every fat person in the restaurant jumps in that same bathroom.
And he's a tourist, so he's got like that old school camera with the separate flash hooked to it with a long ass cord. And so he's like, oh, it's a group photo. And he's like, everybody say cheese. And then the woman's like, no flash. And somebody farts as he takes the shot. And the entire side of the building just fucking explodes out into the fucking street.
Yeah, all of them just crawl out, just completely destroyed almost, both internally and externally.
Look, I saw this movie as a child. I want you all out there to understand that the first time that I saw this movie, I was fucking 7 years old, 8 years old maybe. That was the goddamn funniest thing I have ever seen, or I had ever seen in my life at that moment, because fart jokes are still funny. But that was my first actual, like, you know, it started with a bang.
Yeah.
I still laugh my fucking ass off to this day at this scene.
So do they.
It is so fucking absurd. It is just unbelievably, just physically impossibly absurd.
That amount of force would have done more damage than that, honestly.
It was like fatastrophic damage.
Yeah. A fatastrophe.
Dude, and guys, I am a fat boy. I'm going to say these things. I am a fat boy. It was a fatastrophe.
Yeah.
But god damn, it was so funny. Because they all just come walking out looking like they were just bombed to hell and back, literally. So Russell and the whole crew are just like, oh, well, they're gone. Let's clean this place up. Nope. Because before this had happened, a police officer decided to go up on the motorcycle to the pickle at the drive-thru.
And who is manning it other than Druten?
Drill Sergeant Druten.
So he literally just berates this cop through the drive-thru microphone. I forgot all the terminology he used, but he's very stereotypical at this point. So he couldn't handle it no more. He drove off, and eventually, after the biker group that came in,
which that was a fucking Jesus. And you know,
they were basically out of supplies once the eating disorder club,
oh fuck,
came in. So they're like, I want one Buster Burger with cheese, and they're like, we don't have any. And they were just sitting there chanting for a Buster Burger. And
where's the bull?
Where's the bull? Where's the bull? And
fucking Fred hops over the counter and delivers it.
We have the right to refuse service to assholes like you.
And every one of them were like, Fred, you like they beat the shit out of him, and then the bikers just
tear up.
Oh my god, they fucking wrecked that place so hard. It looked like a bull ran through there.
And you would think at this point, oh shit, it couldn't get any worse. It does.
Yeah, because in come the cops, and you're like, oh, they're gonna like Russell, and I'm like, oh, thank God you're here. And then the cops like, no, fuck you, and they tear that shit up even more.
Yep, they're like, boys, have at it.
And then,
yep,
bruh, to top it all off, Druten sees these two guys driving a chicken coop truck, and he decides to literally play chicken with them.
In his half convertible vehicle.
Which that, by the way, I've got to tell you guys, again, Druten being the most entertaining character in this film. There is no other person in this movie that would have made that shit work. He had that whole fucking car pieced back together. Like, he looked like he was about to enter that bitch in a demolition derby.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he plays chicken with these guys, and he causes them to crash their truck into the fucking franchise building. Feathers everywhere.
And then everybody was just completely demoralized at this point. They had no hope whatsoever. And Russell, being the guy that he is, like, no, I've come too far to fail again. So we're going to pull together and build this place back up, and we're going to sell it like this and sell like this, sell like this. You know, he's basically becoming this, like,
the leader.
The glue to stick everybody together, right?
He just gives this completely impassioned speech about never giving up and all this shit. And then, of course,
Mr. Funk pulls up
in the fucking limo with Mrs. Funk. And then, of course, fucking Druten is right behind him to just, you know, see it all.
Quote right behind him.
Yeah. Fucking brown noser.
So, yeah, they go in. It's like Druten's literally just talking shit about, I would never put people like this in our franchise. This is an atrocity, you know, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
Cut to the fucking nun pulling a whole chicken out of the fryer that has just been cooked and fried to hell and back.
still has the tail feathers stuck to the back of it.
Yeah, and Vunk just happens to look over at her, and she's still in full nun garb. Like, she's still in the Buster uniform, but in full nun garb, like robe and everything.
That is another thing. She is literally in her full nun garb the entirety of the movie.
And here's where the dig at Church's Chicken happens, because she just looks and she's like, it's tasty, by God.
And then Vunk just had like this epiphany. He's like, what did you say?
It's tasty, by God.
That's it. And literally every bad thing that happened to that restaurant was completely washed away by that one line.
Yep, because he's sitting there and he's all like, that's it. I can see it now. Chicken on the menu. You'll be the face of it. The frying nun.
Yeah.
What?
Stereotyping.
The frying nun. If this is not a Church's Chicken dig, I don't know what is.
It's a jab at it.
Church is digging.
Digging for more. Yeah.
Digging for more chicken.
So
yeah.
And at this point, Druden said, well, it was my coaching that led him to this, right? And he's like, yeah, you're right. And wanted to announce to everybody that, oh, by the way, me and Nia are actually getting engaged and married.
Yeah, that doesn't sit well with me. It didn't sit well with you, and it definitely didn't sit well with any of the other people in this fucking place because, so Louis Farley decides to pass over his little pinky electric rig, which Mia somehow puts clips to fucking Druten.
His fucking taint.
Yeah.
Like the flesh, the fundle, the grundle.
The fleshy
fundle.
fleshy front bridge. So that happens and they turn it on and he's all getting electrocuted and somebody hands him a shake and he winds up dumping it all over Vunk. And all of a sudden, Vunk, going from being happy to have this dude as his son-in-law, fucking demotes him to PPP. Permanent paper pickup. He's essentially gone from like the board of directors, which the whole subplot of him dating Mia was that he wanted to use her to get onto the director's board for the franchise.
Which she called out at the party. She was like, I'm not sure if you're dating me or you just want to get to me to get to the chairman of the board or, the whatever.
But yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
So he looks at him and he's like, no, you're demoted. Imagine going from the second in command all the way to basically a yard hand. Mm-hmm. You done fucked up, dude.
So yeah, pretty much the next sequence is him picking up the trash at the ceremony.
The graduation.
And everybody's getting their diplomas. And then there's like this special reward for Jones.
For completing it.
And what does he do? He gets uncuffed.
He full-blown goes Rick James in this bitch, dude.
And he has his two backup singers to sing the opening theme in a very like Rick James-like style.
Yeah, very, very soul-driven Buster Burger University theme song.
No bull.
Roll the fucking credits. This is goddamn Hamburger the Motion Picture.
We encourage you strongly to watch this. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, it is. Because we are huge proponents of paying and buying, renting. I could not find, and I used to have a VHS copy of this film, like that, if that tells you how fucking old that I am. I lost that bitch a long fucking time ago. I could not find this goddamn movie anywhere to buy. Couldn't find this movie anywhere to rent. So, it was on YouTube.
Ironically and thankfully.
Yeah.
So we are blessed to have that accessible.
Yeah. So definitely check it out. We'll put a link in the show notes. And the same can be said with fast food, because I know I was going to buy this and then it suddenly was, no, movie no longer available. Are you fucking kidding me? Go to eBay. Nope. Nothing.
Hey, one motherfucker has this movie.
But thank God again for YouTube.
Somebody had this movie.
Yeah, they had this fucking movie. And I'm fucking glad they did.
It's like they have like a little subcult somewhere that has like the archive of all these films that don't exist, quote, don't exist.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we got to hide these movies because fuck these movies. And this dude's just kind of like, nah, fam, I got you.
It's like the Disney Vault, except it's Always open.
The abysmal vault.
Yeah.
The abysmy vault. the Oh shit.
The I'm Dizzy vault.
Yeah, no shit. Fast Food, 1989. Jim Varney. Again, no fucking introduction needed. Blake Clark, who was his friend in real life, is his sidekick in this movie. Other people. Tracy fucking Lords. Yes, Tracy Lords. The woman who is probably best known for her controversial run as a porn star from 1984 to 1986, made 80 to 100 films. All between the ages of 16 and 17, which was a controversy all on its own. She lied about her age, which got her almost blacklisted completely from that industry. Mm-hmm. Tried to make a name for herself in the actual acting industry, and here we go. This was one of her roles. Wasn't very prominent, but...
What a way to go.
Dixie Love. Exactly.
Lord.
There wasn't a Tracy of her career left after that. So... Clark Brandon plays Augie Hamilton, who is, for all intents and purposes, another useless, another typical fraternity guy who
is based like a con.
Yeah, him and his friend Drew pretty much have been in college for 8 fucking years, and they're conning people out of money with all these get rich quick scheme kind of things, and they've been doing this for years.
And at the current moment, they had a casino party where they had a gambling area in one of the dorms.
So the dean catches him, and yeah, I thought the same thing too. Huh. It was funny. So he catches them and forcefully graduates them. You would think he would expel them, but he's sitting there, he's like, guys, you've been here for fucking 8 years. Why are you still here? Graduate, get the fuck out.
That is the weirdest exit strategy. Just graduate. Here's your diploma. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, here you go. Have fun with this thing.
Because, at one point he was talking to this chick and she was like, so what are you studying? He was like, plant psychology. I was like,
plant psychology?
What? First of all, is she really that dumb to believe it? And second of all, why would you create something that stupid?
Go on with the chlorophyll.
The gloryfill.
The
gloriophil.
The gloryfill. Oh.
All in the same sequence, she finds out the reputation behind Augie Hamilton because he happens to have pictures of her sister on the ceiling. And she's like, oh, you're Augie Hamilton.
I'm going to go ahead and assume that the pictures are from every chick that this dude has laid.
Yeah, it's not just friends.
Right? His friends are in high places. They're way up on the fucking ceiling.
Yeah. He's always on the bottom.
So yeah, enter Wrangler Bob Buddy. Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm all about that meat.
I'm gonna tell you guys, Jim Varney is just somebody who is consummately was just constantly fucking hilarious. Rip in peace, goddammit.
Yep.
He's a fast food mega chain entrepreneur. He is looking to buy an old gas station property to put one of his new restaurants in.
The way he explained it was like, you see this restaurant right here? There's one over here. Now we got all of this land right here with the college, nothing in between. So we need prime property right there. And what do we have? This old pump station right here.
That's how he talks.
Yep.
Ernest... I call him Ernest all the time because that's what he's known for. But Jim
because
was
that's all I am.
Yeah, he was from Kentucky, so he's definitely got that Southern drawl all the fucking time. Works here, but yeah, it turns out this gas station belongs to Drew's cousin. So they go visit her at the gas station in question, and they find out that she wants to sell it, and
she can't handle it no more. She's done because there's really nothing to do there. There's no progression of a career. There's no money flowing in like it used to be. So it's like, I'm just going to get rid of this place.
Yeah. And Sam is played by Tracy Griffith, which, fun fact, was known for Marcia in Sleepaway Camp 3, which the director, Michael Simpson, the guy that directed this film, directed that movie as well.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh. But yeah, she wants to get rid of the place, but Drew is arguing with her because their family they had big plans for the place.
Right.
And she's like, but it's not my dream. And she's like, I want to get rid of it. And Bob is offering me a shitload of money for it. So they concoct a plan to save the gas station by turning it into a burger chain to compete with Bob.
Because they literally went to the chain for the very first time, and they're like, this tastes nasty. This is gross. Like, how did he get away with this shit? So they came up with the idea to compete with him.
Can we talk about the fucking Wrangler Bob commercials?
Yeah, where he's at a backyard barbecue, and he's just like, yep, bring the whole family over. And, he's just flipping burgers and shit. Speaking of...
Who let that damn dog onto the set?
He scrapes the fucking shit off his boot with a spatula. It's like, just here.
Yeah, he just fucking scrapes shit, hands it off, and you're like, God, he literally just flipped some burgers with this, and now he's gonna like scrape the shit patty off of his boot.
He reminded me so much of like a Texan Colonel Sanders.
He really fucking is, dude.
Because he had the white suit, the 10-gallon hat, and then he had the chef's hat on his head on top of the 10-gallon hat. And it was just full on just Kentucky Fried Texan, basically.
Kentucky fucking Texan.
Kentucky fucking Texan.
Why didn't they call this Bob's Burgers?
That's something Alex pointed out.
Yeah.
She's like, why is this not named Bob's Burgers?
Wrangler Bob's Burgers at that. But it's fucking hilarious, dude. And so he gets off the set and he's bitching about the station, and he's talking about how, oh, that girl, blah, blah, blah. And he says something basically like putting her down. Because she was going over there to she actually showed up on set to make the deal.
And he had just very sexist comments to talk. And she was right behind him. And she's like, you know what? I almost made a stupid mistake just now. Thank you for reminding me of that. And just ripped the freaking contract and threw it at him.
Yep. But you want to hear something fucking great?
I do. Before
this happens, okay, one of the commercials when he was just like, how's that chili? Cut!
It was literally like one of those old Wild West campsites in the desert, and just had the cowboys around the campfires like, yeah, how's that chili? Cut.
But the other part that was funny too is before the whole deal fell through, and how he was bitching about not getting the station because it was refused at first. The whole story about Wrangler Bob always gets what he wants. I always get what I want. And he fucking pulls this gun out and he's like, even when my brother mysteriously disappeared. And he's fucking holding this gun. And I'm just like, God damn, that's funny.
Yeah, his family just could not say no to him.
And it's obvious.
Because he freaking drew guns at him.
Right? Meanwhile, over at the university during all this fucking shit, there's an experiment that blows up, and Dr. Duran, the female doctor,
the lead doctor in this whole area,
wants to sleep with Robin, the other guy that is working there.
Because at some point before all this happened, they were studying a condition that leaves men with a permanent boner. And they wanted to get to the bottom of this.
Rather than to the top. Or to the tip.
So they come up with an elixir-ish kind of concoction from expert, research.
Maybe it was the 20 cc's of chicken cum.
From the previous film,
That's right.
So with this cock juice, they basically create this ecstasy extract to where it just brings out the most deepest desire sexually out of anybody who consumes it. And who happens to get a whiff of this shit is Duran. So she gets onto business, and they come up with the fact that this cannot be distributed. This cannot be taken anywhere but here, basically.
Can we talk about the model skeleton covering his eyes?
Yeah, during the whole softcore porn scene, the skeleton in the background is just holding his hands up to the eyes, just real comical.
Jesus fuck. But yeah, we're gonna cut back to the montage of them putting this fucking, because the older gentleman that was working there, I can't remember his name, and I feel terrible. I should have wrote that down. God damn it.
He's like an old Angus Young, the way he in one scene he had the paper boy hat.
Yeah, but yeah, he has the idea to turn it into a gas service station style burger joint, where they all dress up in the whole like the coveralls and the grease and all that shit.
The jumpsuit, yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially what Quaker Steak and Lube is.
Except probably a lot better.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. Well, there goes that fucking sponsorship.
Oh well.
Fuck it.
We're not sponsored by Quaker Steak.
We're sponsored by Wrangler Bob's Burgers. Bitch. That would have been funny as fuck. Wrangler Bob. Buy my burgers. Bitch. Cut. Or he just yells cunt instead of cut. Cunt. Quit cutting the cheese. Exactly. So I think it's fucking hilarious because the gang actually tries to replicate Bob's sauce, and they use Calvin's sauce, who is a guy from the university. Cut to Wrangler Bob on a fucking coin-operated horse.
Which started off completely wrong. It was frontal shot of him, no horse involved, just him humping the air like aggressively.
Get it up. Get it up. I'm getting it up. Get it up. I'm getting it up.
And then, I can't remember Blake's character.
Damn, this horse is good.
Quit horsing around.
Yeah.
So he walks in and it shows him on the horse and he's like, I need that property. You better go get it for me. And then before he walks out, he's like, hey, you got change for a 5?
Oh my, yeah, because he wants more fucking coins to put in the goddamn horse.
And he puts the coin in the horse and he just starts slapping the damn thing to get going. He's like, yeah.
He sounds like a fucking Western Mr. T. I paid the fool.
I pay the fool, don't buy my burgers.
Bitch. Mr. Tasty.
Just,
T for tasty.
just put a face of Jim Varney on Instagram. Just put bitch.
Yep. Pancakes on parade. Bitch. God damn it. I love Jim Varney so much. This is not us making fun of him. I fucking miss this man because he made my life so much better.
This episode is called Burgers and Bitches.
Burgers and bitches. Dial V for Varney.
Dial B for bitches.
B for bitches, damn it. Reminds me of the
I'll
fucking
give you my secret sauce, girls.
No, dude, it reminds me of the scene in Ernest Scared Stupid, which, by the way, you can listen to that fucking episode.
With Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, Scared Stupid in Salem. Go back and listen to that. When he's fucking sitting there talking to his friend behind the counter, that T for two for T, Desmond Tutu, 2 barrels. But any fucking way, I'm sorry.
But yeah, they come up with a new sauce, and it's like, yeah, it's a hit. And there was a sorority girl who came in wanting to get a party going, but the only caterer they had dropped out on them. So they're like, you know what? You're the only people we can come across. So Augie decides to accept the deal to cater this event.
But not before Bob shows up and pretty much calls them all piss ants a bunch and just hauls ass and is like, you guys suck. Piss ants.
Piss ants.
Little piss ants never win.
So yeah.
Fuck your food.
Bob's better.
Exactly. But yeah, that's where he goes to the lab, right, Augie?
Right.
He goes to pick the sauce up.
And he happens to see that little vial of the
aphrodisiac.
And he has the sauce in hand. He's like, He starts pouring like literally 3/4 of the damn vial into the sauce.
Why didn't he just pour the whole fucking thing in? I mean, he could have just done that.
I mean, it was obvious how much was gone, so I don't know how, just be like, put the whole shit in there. He's already in trouble for this.
Yeah.
So yeah, they proceed to go to the barbecue and put the sauce on every fucking burger. And
it's a hit, goddammit.
Yeah, it's definitely a hit. Because literally everybody goes from these like prude freaking sorority girls to like wet t-shirt contests and chasing each other down. And yeah.
That house band was a billion fucking times better, by the way, than fucking Lunch Wagon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all the new burgers are served. It's a fucking hit. Calvin chases Mary Beth into the house to fuck. He gets locked in the freezer.
Into a freezer, which before that happened,
oh yeah,
the thermometer on the freezer goes from like 20 degrees all the way up to like 60 and then drops back down. She immediately leaves because she hears someone coming into the house besides them.
Coming.
And locks Calvin in the fucking freezer.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was gonna die.
Yeah, I thought that too. I was like, oh.
I thought that was gonna be like the twist of the like the dramatic twist of the film.
It's like, okay, this film was trying to be funny. And it's like, oh shit.
We're gonna, God damn it. We're gonna go all freezer territory here. But yeah, Sam gets drunk, and we think she's drunk, and she hits on Augie.
So he went to 0 degrees Kelvin.
Yep, sure did. 0 degrees Kelvin. So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Augie has wound up mixing the sauce with the fucking tequila. But the next morning, she accuses Augie of taking advantage of her. And it's like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, he literally did not do anything. And he tried to explain it to Sam, and Sam was like, I ain't hearing it again because you have the reputation of, I don't want to hear it.
So Augie begs Calvin to use the secret formula so they can keep the business up.
And he's like, no.
So we cut to a montage where they do it anyway, of course, and business is fucking booming.
Yeah, they have like a whole day's worth of like sale, and it's like $9,990 something like total for the sales. And it's like, holy shit, we can't lose this opportunity.
Right. And then Wrangler Bob gets all worried about his business going under, so he calls in a favor from Dixie Love.
Tracy Lord.
Yeah. This is where the bitches come into play.
With the most awkward fucking... it's
the most awkward fucking is right.
Because she's in a bubble bath, and he asks her something.
The way he calls her is he picks his fucking burger telephone up, though, and secretly dials the number.
Yeah, because Blake's character's in there, and he's just like holding it to his face, like.
Do you guys remember Up All Night on USA?
Yes.
Do you remember the adult party line numbers? This was pretty much that when he called her.
It's like if you're a 90s kid and you're staying up past 10 o'clock.
You know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Call us now.
4.99 per minute.
These bitches are ready to go. You want to wrangle some bitches and burgers?
Could you imagine him being the entrepreneur and that was the fucking business he had?
Bob's Boners. All these bitches are ready to bone. Well done, service. The meat is bone-in for your pleasure. We have ribs. T-bone. T-boned. Prime rib.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Filet mignon.
Filet mignon?
Yeah.
Men.
Yum.
Get laid.
Blue throbbing. Yum.
Blue Throbbing. Yes. Red Robin.
Come.
Yeah. So anyway, he calls this bitch to infiltrate the burger joint, Pop's Burgers, by the way, to find out what their secret is. Meanwhile, Sam is complaining to Drew that Augie seems to be running the whole fucking operation by himself and doing everything, not including her.
Or anybody.
Yeah. But Drew is trying to reassure that, yeah, he's still at the gas station. He's trying to make this work. So we fucking called what was going to happen. He's there at the gas station working late, so of course Dixie's there as well. Comes across the sauce. You're welcome for that.
Ew.
Ew. And winds up wanting to fuck Augie, who finds her.
Because she had a lick of that sauce.
Yeah, a lick. A finger. It's finger looking good.
Yeah. Finger dicking good.
Dude. It was fucking hilarious. He just throws her in the freezer.
Yeah, because Sam walks in the front door and he hears her.
Go figure.
Immediately throws her around trying to figure out how to get her clothed. And he's like, no, this ain't going to work. Tosses her in the little mini fridge right next to him.
God damn it.
Tries to conceal her. And all of a sudden you just hear this like...
Yeah.
And then jumps up and she's like, what was that?
Yeah, that's how she comes out of the freezer.
Yeah, because she's like, wow, I'm naked.
She looks like one of the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. She's...
Except she's one of those blow-up dolls in a sex store.
God damn it, dude.
That reminds me of Hamburger, the very beginning when Fred had the blow-up doll.
I forgot about that.
He's like, I'm a real girl. He's like, you're right. He has a hole in her.
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
I'm a real girl.
And then he's like, yeah, you're right. She has a hole in her.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Fuck me, maybe.
Somebody needs to hard ticket to Hawaii the fuck out of that blow up doll. She stood up in there and just
Hard ticket.
Yeah.
Hard ticket to Hawaii.
Hard ticket to Hawaii. So yeah. Cue the so that happens. She catches her. Or him. I gotta add. Sam
She
catches him.
catches them.
And of course the entire it's not what it looks like trope happens.
Oh my God.
She drives off in a fit of anger. And then dude, you had me fucking laughing at this shit when the FDA showed up. And they fucking seized everything.
They seized the whole fucking restaurant, even the meat.
They fucking slapped the meat with FDA stickers.
Like there's
Federal Dick Association.
There was a small montage of just slap of just stickers. And I'm like, why in the fuck do you need to claim the freaking burger patties?
They fucking claimed everything, dude. But what makes me laugh is that happens, and then holy shit, like every fucking thing comes out. Everything comes out. So they shut it down over the food being laced with drugs. And then it comes out that Augie signed over the whole fucking station as collateral against the loan that he took out.
Because he was a capo.
Forged her name. He forged Sam's name. So everyone splits away because everybody has had a hand in it and is just going to fucking lose their jobs and stuff over it.
If not more.
Cue the emo 80s pop music.
With Augie just walking through the campus.
He's fucking depression walking so hard through this campus.
Fuck my life.
Oh, fuck my life.
Screw my life.
Suck my cock. Oh, suck my cock. But he learns to read a lot.
A lot of law.
Yeah.
Pertaining to restaurants. And he goes eats at Bob's Burgers.
Which is really fucking hilarious.
Yeah, while he's reading this shit.
But it all comes into play later. We'll get to it.
Right.
So, next day at the court case, everybody's there. And then fucking Wrangler Bob is all showing up like... It's
free real estate.
Because he wants to buy the fucking station from the bank as part of a mortgage deal, which, again, Sam didn't find out until just now that her name was forged on everything. Yeah. They have no legal representation.
They literally have no backing at all. Like, they're fucked at this point.
So who shows up? Augie. In a fucking suit.
Ready to defend this bitch.
And we know what you're thinking.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. And yes, you've guessed it. He shows up. I'm going to represent them. And everybody just does the classic eye roll like, God, fucking seriously, this asshole is going to do this?
Yeah, they literally object. Sam's like, no, Your Honor. And he's like, no, I will defend.
You know what's really hilarious? I want to tell a personal story that relates to this fucking movie. So I was getting my car worked on recently in Beaumont. And there was this TV with I don't remember what the station was called, but it played like these old classic 60s Westerns. And it's not what I remembered the judge from in this scene, because what I remember the judge from is he plays, you ever seen the movie UHF with Weird Al?
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy that plays the other UHF station that he's competing with, the main station.
Oh, yeah.
So that's him. But I watched this old fucking Western TV series where this dude, same guy, played this like drunkard guy, and it was fucking hilarious because I was like, hey, that's that dude. Then he just pops up in this movie. I'm like, oh, this is going to be funny because this dude's actually funny. So he kind of reminds me of Fred Gwynn's character in My Cousin Vinny a bit. Mm-hmm. So yeah, there's that. Kind of fun little tie-in. This guy's been other movies too.
Well, yeah, it was funny because in this part, he was trying to understand why Bob, like Wrangler Bob was good. It was like, you know who I am? He's like, no. I'm Wrangler Bob. And he's like, good for you.
Sit down. Fucking love it. Fucking 10-gallon hat wearing motherfucker. Dude, even as a villain, I couldn't hate him.
No.
Like, he was one of the more lovable characters of this fucking movie. But anyway, yeah, so Augie shows up and basically fucking just takes complete responsibility for the actions, including the sauce, calls Dr. Duran to the stand as a witness. All the ingredients are natural, and the same key ingredient that's used in Wrangler Bob's food
Is an actual drug, basically, or a man-made, concoction.
So the case is thrown out because there was no harm, no foul.
And he basically told Augie's like, if I see you in my court again, you will be put away, basically.
Yeah. So Bob wants the fucking sauce, and an entire fucking calamity ensues. And
I'll give the first person $1 million who gives me that sauce. Give me the sauce.
So the judge gavels the fuck out of his 10-gallon hat wearing ass head.
Yes, he grabbed the jar in midair, and then he just got hammered, literally.
Bruh, that sauce, it hit the fucking ground, and it looked, I mean, obviously it was a
It turned into
chemical
a
in it.
Snoop Dogg music video.
Oh my fucking God.
Just sex and smoke.
Dr. Lay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to drop this D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Wrangler Bob, a.k.a. Snoop Boss Hoggy Hog, up in this motherfucker. You're fucking welcome for that.
Put that on a t-shirt.
So they all apparently go into a fucking crazy orgy. But our main characters get the fuck out because they know what's coming. Everybody. So they fucking leave the courthouse. Augie and Sam make up, decide to run the business together. But what I think is fucking hilarious is like, Wrangler Bob comes out, puts his arms over this dude, and he's like,
I've always respected you as a person. How would you like to go into business together?
and it's like, what the fuck, dude? And then the outtakes of this fucking movie.
There was one part, yeah. He was holding 2 revolvers up, and he was just like,
My burgers are the best. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Winchester?
Looks off the camera.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's literally the most of the commercial. He's just talking to the camera with his revolvers in his hands, like,
Yeah, ain't that right?
But the one that really got us the most, he's sitting there with this old woman who's obviously playing grandma, and he's like,
They're just like Grandma used to make. Ain't that right?
and she's looking like she's about to fucking pass out face first into the fucking meat. And it's just so funny. It's like, the producer comes over, do you want to cut and set up the next shot and leave grandma behind?
Yes. Someone run a magnet over a pacemaker.
I fucking fell out when he fucking said that shit, dude.
yeah.
Run a magnet over her pacemaker.
Yeah, because she literally, like, face planted it into the bowl, and he's like,
Yeah, will somebody put a magnet over this pacemaker?
Christ, it was funny as fuck. So, yeah.
beautiful.
Yes, sir. And that was fast food, God damn it.
I was thoroughly surprised, like, how well fast food was in a way compared to, well, not really, but Lunch Wagon.
Cunt wagon.
But yeah, like, this one seemed to be more wholesome, I guess.
Yeah, it kind of had that typical, like, it was a PG-13 film too, mind you. So a lot of the stuff, like when we say like, oh, the sex, it was really kind of glossed over in a playful manner.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fucked up because I like both of these movies. Like Hamburger just has that charm. You know what I mean? Like it definitely has that. It's so fucking horribly dumb, but it's funny.
It's that charm of stupidity.
Yeah, exactly. But fast food just has that, no pun intended, an earnest attempt at making a film.
You damn right. Bitch.
We need a soundbite of just you saying bitch
Bitch. Bitch.
and just push it right
And just
there.
push it right there.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Thank you. But I don't know. What do you think, man? What do you think this week is? What do you think the winner for this week is?
It's hard actually because, like you, I like both films for multiple reasons. Hamburger made me laugh pretty much the whole entirety of it because it's just how raunchy and retarded it is. But at the same time, Fast Food was like a callback to my childhood with like all the films like it, where you had the comedy element of like these strong characters, and then you had like the plot elements that made it like cohesive. You know, it felt like a earnest movie in a way, but not so much as an earnest movie in a way. So it's hard for me, honestly.
It's a burger flip of a decision, sir.
Yeah.
No bias. Like, okay, I'll say this. Definitely watch both movies because they're fucking great and have something fun to offer. I really think, though, honestly, I swear to God, I'm not being biased about it. I just feel like Hamburger has something of a rewatchability to it. Because you can always find like something in it that you didn't catch before. I don't know. I guess that's just me, but
I mean, these movies have common parts to each other, but at the same time, they both have a different direction to where it can draw in certain people. So for me, it's really a draw because they both offer something that I can take, you know, in different areas rather than just being like, okay, well, they're both this, so who did it better? You know, it's kind of hard for me to compare these two because, like I said, it's like they both went their own direction. One went real raunchy comedy, the other one went real, you know, authentic-ish, per se.
So do we just go ahead and say that this is the first draw we've had?
Well, it's not really the first one, actually. We had one before.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's in a while.
But for me, it's a draw. I know for you, you're more, you know, towards Hamburger, which I can respect that. But for me, it's like I can't really decide because they do good jobs on both ends.
Well, I mean, if a draw is optional, then most fucking definitely, because it's really difficult for me to fucking choose too. I lean more towards Hamburger, I think, just because of the fact that the humor that it is and the fact that it's very satirical in a sense. Mm-hmm. But I guess fast food is also satirical in a way too. It's a conglomerate, consumerism kind of
small business, yeah. Trying to be taken over, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think Hamburger is just very eccentric.
Yeah. It's out there.
Yeah, fucking yeah, it's out there. It's out there like Mrs. Vunk. That bitch is out there. It's like a motherfucker. So yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and say that. Yeah, it's a draw for me.
I mean, like I say,
it's a double draw.
If you feel like one film is better than the other in some form or fashion, that's totally respectable. I feel to me this round it's hard to decide one over the other, so I'm just gonna stick with they're both good.
Yeah, I'll go with that too because they're fucking charming as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I got for that. If you guys want to check us out next week, our For Your Reviewing Pleasure series is making a comeback.
We've used that word so much, come.
Mm-hmm.
In this episode.
Yep. Come back, come over, come here, come there, come everywhere. One fish, two fish, blue fish, red fish, whatever the fuck it's supposed to be called. I don't fucking know.
Sperm whale.
Just don't Dr. Sue us. Just saying.
Moby Dick.
So I'm just going to say it. Pilot, the Salai EP, is happening next week. And we will be here to review that motherfucker track by track.
Just like we did Shadow Task.
Yep. Just need to just bring your listening ears because there's a lot of fucking length to these entries.
Oh yeah, just the two releases before the EP were fantastic. Alice and Lost.
Oh God.
Like Pilot has such a knack for just upping his other older stuff. Like each go around.
Oh yeah. We're definitely going to have a lot more to say on this one next week. But do yourself a favor. It comes out actually you'll be listening to it you'll be listening to this episode Friday, which is today. So buy it now. It is out on iTunes and Spotify and every platform you can buy it. Mm-hmm. So go get it. Do your homework. And
until then, that week, I'm going to be binging it.
Same.
I know you're going to be binging it. At least a couple times an hour.
Binge.
Binge.
Binge it. Binge it.
Bob's binging.
Bob's binging. Bitchin' binging.
Burgers and binges.
That's the best binging ever is the bitchin' binge.
Exactly. I think
I made my voice raspy on this episode.
Nah, you good.
Mighty mustard and biscuits.
Mm-hmm. Relish that moment.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's going to be happening. So guys, for our 20th, we've already reached 20 Cult Cinema Showdown episodes, dude.
Hot damn.
Hot damn.
So for our 20th Cult Cinema Showdown episode, I would venture to say that these two films are like fucking just classics in general. The Thing versus The Fly.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to be having a battle of Carpenter versus Cronenberg.
Russell versus
Jeff Goldblum.
yes.
Guys, look, it's body horror versus body horror. And these are by far some of the best versions of this. Like, just there's nothing else to be said. See, even the dogs agree. There's nothing else.
It's so scary.
Well, the dogs are not going to like The Thing. I can tell you that much.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah, tune in for that shit next week. That's going to be a lot of fucking fun.
Right.
Merchandise, motherfuckers. storefrontier.com/store/super-media-bros-podcast. It's in the link.
Can't you say dash anymore?
No, I can't. But, well, yeah, that's...
You can't?
Those are the only dashes in there.
No, that's it. Dash.
Just a dash of dash.
dash it. Mr. Dash.
Mr. Dash.
Go click the show notes below. Like, go in the show notes and click the link.
Dash to him.
Buy a shirt.
Buy coasters.
Buy a jacket or I'll shoot you.
Buy some tanks.
Yeah, no shit. But look, if you want to buy, that's a good point. If you want to buy stickers, we've got a $5 deal, y'all. Buttons. Actually, one button, one sticker, and one coaster. $5.
$5 box.
$5 Bob box.
Fucking DM us, and we will get that shit shipped out to you.
Super Media Bobs.
Super Media Bobs. Wrangler Bob. Wrangler Media Bros.
Goddamn, my throat is going to be so fucking hoarse.
Nay.
Hey, kind of like he was fucking that one horse.
Another quarter.
Quarter pound her.
With plenty of cheese.
Exactly. So we've actually sold a few of these already. So thank you thanks to Brittany and Kelly from the Faves Are Our Lives podcast. You guys are fucking awesome. We love your show.
Fuck yeah.
Shout out to our homie from episode 30, Johnny Segura. He has purchased one as well.
That sexy bitch.
That's right. So this week, the stickers are coming in, or they have come in by now, and hopefully you guys are going to have your stickers in the next couple days.
So get stuck.
Just stick us on your body.
Like that. It's like diarrhea in your face. Just
Yep.
stuck on you.
Go listen to all of our past, present, and future episodes at supermediabrospodcast.com.
I immediately did.
Can't even fucking
You and me,
talk.
babe, were stuck like poo.
Jesus fucking Christ. Look, guys, we have had a long fucking day here. We've dealt with dog after dog after dog and a lot of dog shit. Sick puppies, sick dogs.
Good doggos,
Good,
but sick puppies.
good sweet doggos, but they're very, very sick.
Yeah.
So thank you to those dogs that have made cameos in this episode by trudging around and digging for gold. Comedy gold. Hopefully they found some
comedy gold.
comedy gold. But yeah,
Rich in protein.
But yeah, any fucking way. I think we're gonna get on out of here this week.
Yeah.
Let's roll the fuck out of here. God damn, that's loud.
What?
I said that's loud.
Oh.
It's really, really fucking loud.
Yeah, a little bit.
That was called Cinema Showdown 19, Burgers and Bitches. For this week, I've been Midnight Agent Raw.
And I've been Okame.
Shades off.
We're all bitches.